One of the best ways to improve the quality, impact, and most importantly the converting power of your sales video is to create a professional audio soundtrack. Now, in the past, creating high-quality audio involved renting out a recording studio and hiring a sound engineer in order to be able to use professional equipment costing tens of thousands of dollars. However, the great news is that today, as a business owner, you have a number of options available to you. One option is to hire a voiceover artist on a site such as Fiverr.com or Odesk to read out and record your Vidzy script for just a few dollars. Or you can create a polished, compelling audio track for your sales video in the comfort of your own home using your computer, a few accessories, and a couple of software programs. In this video, I'm going to focus on how to create your own professional audio track. Specifically, we'll be covering what equipment and software you'll need to get started, how to record and edit your audio using your computer, plus our in-house audio sweetening secrets that will transform your audio and skyrocket your conversions. So be sure to watch this video to the end. Recording setup. The recording setup you use to capture your audio will ultimately depend on a number of factors, including your available equipment, your budget, and the end result you're looking to obtain. If you're just getting started, you can simply use the built-in microphone on your computer and obtain a decent recording. However, in this video, I'm going to show you the type of setup we use here at Noble Samurai to create all our training and our sales videos. The first thing you'll need is a computer to record your audio. Most relatively new computers will have the ability to record and edit audio. The next item that can really enhance the quality of your recording is a good microphone. The mic we use is called a Yeti and is made by Blue Microphones. It plugs straight into the USB port of your computer and is very easy to use. You'll find a link to this mic below this video. Another useful addition is a simple pop filter that eliminates the puffs of air that cause popping noises in your recording. You can either make your own or pick one up on eBay for a few dollars. We also use a Portabooth, which is like a small portable recording studio that blocks out noise around you. Once again, you don't need to buy a Portabooth to record your audio, but it can help improve the quality of your recording. And finally, you'll need a software program to actually capture and record your audio. If you're using a computer running Windows, we recommend a program called Camtasia because it makes combining your audio and your slides very easy. And that's all there is to it. Using a simple setup like this one, we've been able to create videos that have generated over $7 million in sales online. So let's now take a look at how to use this system to record and edit the audio for your sales video. Recording and editing your audio. Okay, I've now connected my Yeti microphone to my PC, clipped on my pop filter, and placed the mic into my Portabooth. I've also printed out a copy of my Vidzy script, so now I'm all ready to record. Here I am in Camtasia. To get started, all I have to do is come up here and select Record the Screen. Camtasia then hides the main work area to show me my desktop and displays this control panel. In this panel, I can click the audio drop-down box and then select my Yeti stereo microphone. Next, I can speak into my microphone to check my audio levels. Try speaking at different volumes and check that your recording is staying in the green zone and not moving into the amber or red zones. One very important tip for creating a good quality audio recording is to always speak very close to the microphone. You may have seen radio broadcasters almost kiss their mics, which is what you should be aiming for. Being this close to your mic makes a huge difference to the tone and quality of your recording. This is also why you need to have a pop filter so that your microphone doesn't get hit with puffs of air while you're recording. To begin recording, just click the red record button. And now I can simply read out my script. The thing to remember here is that you will make mistakes, and that's okay. Here's a little trick that will help you identify your mistakes during the editing phase. When you do make a mistake, rather than stopping and starting all over again, Just clap 3 times in front of your microphone and then repeat that section. You'll notice that this creates an easily identifiable waveform that highlights where you need to make corrections. Now all that's left to do is to record your entire sales script into Camtasia. So I'll pause this video and do that now. And there you have it. I've now recorded my full audio track and I'm ready to edit. You'll notice that as I look at the waveform of my recording here, I can see a number of these peaks, which are my 3 claps that indicate that I made a mistake at that point. All I have to do is move the timeline playhead to my error marker, and then I can drag the green handle to the beginning of the section I want to remove, and the red handle to the end point of the section I want to remove, and then come up here and click the cut icon, which looks like a pair of scissors. This removes the highlighted section and pulls the remaining sections together. Having eliminated the error, I can then move to my next editing point as shown by my clap markings. Once you've edited out your errors, you'll be left with a clean, continuous and professional sounding audio track. Now here's where things get really interesting, because in the next section of this video, I'm going to reveal our game-changing audio sweetening techniques that we've never shared before. These techniques can take an average sales video and transform it into a profit-pulling sales machine. I think you're going to love this. Audio sweetening techniques to boost your conversions. The best way to increase the conversion rate of your sales video is to inject energy, excitement, and enthusiasm into your voice. Unfortunately, most of us aren't naturally passionate, high-energy salespeople. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to bump up the energy of your presentation with just a few clicks of your mouse? Well, actually, there is. Let me show you how it works. The first step is to export my audio from Camtasia. To do this, I just come up here and choose File, Produce Special, and Export Audio As. Now I can type in a name for my audio file, and then I'll come down to this drop-down box and select to export my audio as an MP3 file. I can then select a destination for my file and click the Save button. Camtasia then exports my audio. Now I need to open a new piece of software that I'll use to make the magic happen. This software is called Audacity, and one of the best things about it is that it is completely free. So here I am in Audacity, and the first thing I need to do is go to File, Open, and select the audio file I exported from Camtasia. And as you can see, my audio file now appears in Audacity. Now the secret to injecting energy and enthusiasm into your audio recording is to come up here to the Effect menu and choose the Change Tempo option. You'll notice I did not select the Change Speed option. I chose the Change Tempo option. This is very important. If you select the Change Speed option, you'll end up sounding like a chipmunk. However, when you choose the Change Tempo option, you'll see this dialog box that allows you to change the tempo of your audio without changing the pitch. All you have to do is type in the percentage change you'd like. The value you select will depend on how fast you naturally speak. However, most of the presentations we see should be increased by between 10 and 15%. So let me put in 10% and click the OK button. Audacity now does its magic, increasing the tempo of my audio but not changing the pitch. The end result is an audio recording that feels like it's just had a major injection of pure passion. Let me demonstrate how big a difference this can make to the impact of your recording. Here's an original sample recording.
Does it frustrate you that your website doesn't get enough traffic? Are you putting in the hard work and it feels like you're just treading water? If so, then I know exactly how you feel.
Now here's the same recording after the tempo has been increased by 10% using Audacity.
Does it frustrate you that your website doesn't get enough traffic? Are you putting in the hard work and it feels like you're just treading water? If so, then I know exactly how you feel.
You can clearly hear that the second recording has a lot more energy. It also sounds more fluent and carries a greater sense of authority and confidence. As an added bonus, when you increase the tempo of your audio recording, your audio track gets shorter, meaning that you convey your message in less time and get to present your offer as quickly as possible. So that's one of the most powerful ways to increase the converting power of your Vidzi sales message. It's particularly effective if you naturally speak slowly or you aren't a confident public speaker. You really will be amazed at what increasing your audio tempo by 10 to 15% will do to the overall quality and energy level of your sales video. But we're not done yet. There's one more technique that I'd like to share with you that can also have a big impact on the conversion rate of your sales video, and that is music. In almost every feature film, music is used to convey an emotional mood and set the scene for what is happening on screen. Usually, when you're watching a movie, you aren't even aware of the music playing in the background. However, it has a huge impact on how you feel and your overall experience of the movie. The same thing is true of your sales video. If you can combine a well-written script, high-quality visuals, a professional audio track, and the right kind of music at the right time, you have the makings of a true blockbuster sales video. So what do I mean by the right music at the right time? Well, if you followed the Vidzi script writing process, you should now have a script for your product that has 3 distinct sections. Steps 1 to 6 of your Vidzi script describe the problem your customer is facing. Then, steps 7 to 15 describe your solution to that problem. And finally, steps 16 to 25 present your offer and close the sale. What we've found to be particularly effective is to use 2 different music tracks during your sales video. A good way to think of these 2 music tracks is to call the first track your problem music track and the second track your solution music track. Generally speaking, your problem music track should convey a subtle sense of agitation and unease. Here's a great example. In contrast, your solution music track should convey a sense of ease and happiness. Here's a great example of a solution track. A simple but effective way to add music to your sales presentation is to play your problem music track during the first 6 steps of your script, then transition to your solution music for steps 7 to 15, and finally bring back the problem music for steps 16 to 25. The most common mistake we notice when people try to use music in their sales videos is that the music is too loud. Remember, by far the most important part of your sales message is your spoken words, and you do not want anything to interfere with the power of your words. It is much better to have your music too quiet than too loud. Now you may be wondering where you can find music to use in your sales video. Once again, you'll find a link below this video to our favourite site for purchasing royalty-free music. Action steps. Okay. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, so let's just quickly recap your main action points. 1. Decide what your recording setup is going to look like. You can use your computer's built-in microphone if you just want to get started as quickly as possible. Or, if you want to create a more professional sounding video, make the decision to invest in a good microphone, a simple pop filter, and perhaps a porta booth. In addition to your recording setup, you'll also need a copy of Camtasia to capture your audio. 2. Record and edit your audio track. Simply print out your Vidzi script, fire up Camtasia, and hit the record button. The most important thing to remember when recording is to speak very close to the microphone. This will give you a much warmer and more professional sounding end result. And 3. Sweeten your audio to boost your conversion rates. As we've seen, two great ways to take your video to the next level are to increase the tempo of your audio track using Audacity and add in music to reinforce the emotional journey you are taking your customers on. If you follow the steps outlined in this video, you'll be well on the way to creating a professional audio track for your sales video. This can have a huge impact on your conversions, your sales, and ultimately your long-term income and the success of your business.